Jelena. I'm going to be your tour guide during this day. I was born and raised here in Serbia, in Belgrade. Even though my mom, she was born in Montenegro. My grandma, she's from north of Macedonia. I have some roots in Bosnia as well. So it's like Yugoslavian blood, let's say like that. Yeah. I finished the high school for tourism and hospitality. I graduated from College of Tourism, and then I took the license from the Ministry of Tourism. This is the fortification. The name of the fortification is Golubac. Golub, it's a Serbian word. It means pigeon. The pigeon's fortification, as you can see it. This side, this is the right side, the right bank of the Danube River. The left bank is Romania. And this fortification is located on a rocky cliff, as you can see it. This was a really nice strategic point during that time, during the Middle Ages. The fortification was built in 14th century, 1-4. The first historical record about the fortification appears in 1335, when the fortification was occupied by Hungarians. We don't know who made this fortification. There is no name. We know that the fortification was occupied by Hungarians, Ottomans, Romanians, Austrians, Serbians as well. So we had 120 battles inside. the fortifications, those were the battlefields, the battlegrounds. So that was the main purpose of it. We have 9 towers, as you can see it, plus the palace. Can you see the glass building over there? That was a living residential area for the rulers. Later on, we are going to talk about them. Why we did this huge reconstruction of it? So we made the original tunnel inside of it. So we had a tunnel through it. We had a tunnel through it, and all the motorbikes, all the vehicles, everything went through it. It was so, you know, like bumpy, and with vibration of all of those vehicles, all the towers, they collapsed. And then we decided to shut down that tunnel inside of the fortification, and instead of that tunnel, we made another one up there. Can you see that one up there? So we made that one in 2017. From 2017, we are using this one, and the original one is completely closed. Later on, we are going to see the original one as well. So the Austrian Development Agency and European Union, they started the reconstruction of this fortification in 2014. It took us 5 years. So by the end of 2019, this fortification was open for the public. Okay, let's go slowly. Regarding the other parts, right now we are doing the diggings. We discovered remains of the Roman house. As I said, our country, our land, it was a Roman settlement. 18 Roman emperors, they were born here. Constantine the Great, Trajan, Probus, so many of those. So we discovered remains of a Roman house, and we discovered remains of a Turkish bath, the hammam, a place for relaxation and the swimming. Those were the things that we discovered here. Okay, so take a look at the sign. Inside of the fortification, we have venomous snakes, the poisonous snakes, so you just need to mind your steps. That's the only thing that you need to do. So, during the time of the Ottomans, here in this town, we had the most beautiful princess. Her name was Golubana, Princess Golubana. During that time, Turkish ruler, he fell in love with her. And this girl, she refused that love. So he decided to tie her on a rock with a system of chains. She was chained on the rock. And she didn't want to say, I repent, I apologize, I'm sorry. And she refused his love. And this girl, she died on the rock. Her friends were pigeons during that time, but she didn't survive, and she died on the rock. The rock is well known as Babakai rock. Babakai is a Turkish word for repent. She didn't want to repent, so she died. All the legends that I'm going to tell you today, we don't have happy endings at all. During the Middle Ages, the fortification was attached to the Babakai rock by a system of the chain, and that was the way of a pay toll. So we didn't have bridge here at all. Later on, we are going to talk about the bridge that we had, but not here. So this is the widest part of the country, more than 6.5 kilometers wide. Regarding the mountains, this is a range, Carpathians. It goes from the Czech Republic all the way to Romania. So we have one phrase, we have one saying. This is a phrase that we are using non-stop for this fortification. We are calling it a guardian of the Iron Gate. As I said, this location, it was a really nice strategic point during the Middle Ages. So the fortification was built at the entrance to the Iron Gate, where the Danube River is the widest, as I said, more than 6.5 kilometers wide. This is a range of the mountains that we have here, Carpathians, as you can see it, and the fortification was built in 14th century. The first historical record about the fortification is from 1335, when this place was occupied by Hungarians. So as I said, we don't have a name, we don't know who made it, who built it. So we have 9 towers, as you can see it, and we have the palace, that was the ruling, actually that was a living residential area for the rulers. This Golub means pigeon. Golub means pigeon. I know, this is a dove. Americans, they are always telling me, Jelena, this is a dove, it's not a pigeon. They put the dove, they didn't put the pigeon. So we are going to see the pigeons. Even now you can see those. The nests for the pigeons are in the cracks of the rocks. So this is a pigeon fortification. Okay, so this is the actual photo from 2014. So yeah, it was just like this, as you can see. All the towers, they were completely demolished and destroyed because of the tunnel that we had inside. We made that tunnel, so you can blame us. The fortification was actually, it was completely destroyed and demolished because of us. And this is how it looks now. So we started in 2014 and we did it in 2019. Who helped us? European Union and the Austrian Development Agency. Together they invested around 8 million euros for the reconstruction of it. Okay, so all the panels, everything is written in Serbian language plus English language. So this is going to be super understandable. During the Middle Ages, we had a special category of the warriors, and those were the knights. We had a special order. The order was called the Order of the Dragon. Inside of this order, we had 24 knights, including our ruler, Stefan. Our ruler Stefan, he was the ruler of our country during the 14th and 15th century. But when he was a ruler, majority of the land was occupied by the Ottomans. So he was a ruler without the land. And he asked one Hungarian king during his time, do you possess some land here? Because I have a huge desire to become a ruler. And thanks to Hungarian king, because Hungarian king, he possessed this, Golubac fortress, our ruler, he became a real ruler. But when he died in 15th century, we needed to return this to Hungarians. We didn't do that. Yeah. During that time, we had one duke, Duke Egemia. He was inside of the fortification. And he wanted to sell the fortification for some amount of money. That was 12,000 ducats. Hungarians, they didn't accept that because they borrowed the fortification to us. So this guy, Duke Egemia, he sold the fortification to the Ottomans for 12,000 ducats. Because of it, we had a huge battle in 1428. In the upper floors, we are going to see what is going to happen. This is the map of our country during the time of Stefan. So Hungary, Turkey, Bosnia, Montenegro, Belgrade. Before Belgrade, we had Smederevo. That was the capital of our country. Firstly, Smederevo was captured. Later on, Belgrade. You can go to Zemun, because this was actually the border between Ottoman Empire and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Over there, you can see a huge influence of Austro-Hungarians. And the style is completely different. We are standing here. This is Golubac, and this is the Danube River, as you can see it. So this is the eastern part of the country. It looks like a shape of a horse. Does it look like that? Similar to that? Okay, let's go to the upper floor so we can see what is going to happen in this battle in 1428. So the Ottomans, they were here because they bought the fortification for 12,000 ducats. They spent that money. And we needed to have another fortification so we can fight back. So they made a fortification in Romania. The name of the fortification was Laclovac fortification. All of those people that you can see here, all of those people, they took the part in the battle in 1428. Perhaps the most interesting lady would be this one, because she was the only lady, the only female who took the part in the battle. And she was from Hungarian noble family. Her name was Cecilia. Even during the time of the battle, she saved the life of Hungarian king. You can see the photo over there. One more floor. During the time when they made this fortification in Romania, during that time, that was the land of one Poland ruler. And this guy, he allowed them to enter over there and to make their own fortification. So the name of that guy who possessed that land in Romania was Zavisha Cegni. And here it's written that he was a model of a national hero. Why? He took the part in the battle and he died. But he saved the life of Hungarian king. Take a look, there is a short poem about him. He was killed in the battle and his head was sent over to the Turkish ruler Murat II. That was the custom for the Ottomans, Turkish people. All the vehicles, all the trucks, everything went through it. Can you see that guy who is sitting over there? So the vehicles, they went through it. With vibration of all of those, all the towers just collapsed. Everything collapsed. And then we needed to shut down that tunnel. So instead of that tunnel, we made another one up there. So we are not using this anymore, but later on we are going to sit. Now let's go all the way up. The tallest tower of all the towers is up there. We are calling it a hat tower. Can you see it? A hat tower up there. So that was the tower of the last defense and the most strongest tower of all the towers that you're going to see. Already mentioned this ruler, the Poland ruler, who died during the time of a battle in 1428. As I said, on the place where he died, the water spring appeared, and the water spring is under the bridge. Before the reconstruction, this place, this memorial plaque, was located outside of it. Now it's in the central part. Regarding the cannon tower, as I said, it's completely different than the rest of the towers, as you can see it. This is the lowest part of the fortification. This place was added by the Ottomans. Turkish people, they added this tower to the fortification. When it was added on a dry land. It was completely dry. It was on the ground. But in 1971, we decided to put a dam on the river, and because of it, the level of it was completely changed. So nowadays we cannot enter to the first floor because the first floor is completely flooded. We have the water inside, but we can go to the upper one so we can see the second one. During that time, we used 16 cannon bombards, 16 of those, 8 on one level and 8 on another level. Now we are going to see the replicas of the cannon bombards from the second half of the 15th century. Let's go slowly. So perhaps you know that we came to the Balkan countries during the 6th century, the 7th century. During the 8th century, the first state was formed, Rashica, under the dynasty of Vlastimigovići. Then after that dynasty, we got Nemanjići. And then the most important dynasty, the third dynasty that we had, it was Lazarevići. So this is the flag of this dynasty, dynasty of Lazarevići. This is the flag of the order of the dragon, because this guy, he belonged to that order. Then we have the flag of medieval Serbian state. This guy, he was a despot. But despot in our country, in our language, it's not like a person who is cruel or something else. Despot, it was a ruling title of Byzantine Empire, the Roman Eastern Empire, similar to a prince in our country, in our language. This is the flag of Hungarian king. Then we have a flag, Polish flag, and the Ottoman flag, the Turkish flag. And this flag, it's not here on the panel. This is the official flag of the fortification. We are presenting the fortification, the Danube River, and the pigeons. It's not here, just to know that. This guy, he participated during so many battles against the Ottomans. But he was not killed during the time of a battle. He had a heart attack. That was the main cause of his death. He was 50. After him, because he didn't have kids, after him we got his nephew. And that was Brankovići dynasty. So because this dynasty ended with him, Lazarevići. Okay. Now let's go to the palace. Finally, the main part of it is the palace. Let's go to the palace so we can see what's inside. This was the main reason why the fortification was demolished and destroyed, this one. Because all the trucks, everything went through it. So as you can see it, right now it's completely shut down and we are not allowed to go through it at all. We are not allowed to go there at all. But before it, all the vehicles, all the trucks, the motorbikes, everything went through it. Just like this. Can you believe?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were so clever, I know. Right now we are using this place for the exhibitions. So as I said, during the Middle Ages we had a special category of the warriors. So we are doing the exhibition of those, but also we are doing the exhibition of different artifacts. As you can see, during that time we made different bombs using different materials. The glass or the iron, ceramic, as you can see. Yeah. So we are going to do this exhibition later on. Also, if you are willing, you can see a movie. We have a movie. We are presenting the movie about the whole fortification over there. Nowadays, even we are doing the exhibition of the fresco paintings. As you know, in the Orthodox churches, we have the fresco paintings on the walls. In the Church of St. Sava, you have mosaics. You know, this is something really modern. But in the old monasteries, we have the fresco paintings on the walls. Those are the murals on the wet lime plasters. It was a special technique that was done during the Middle Ages. Even during that time, you can see the blue royal color
we were using lapis lazuli. That was a special type of a rock, even more expensive than the gold during that time, during the Middle Ages. In the upper part, later on, if you want to return, in the upper part, you have the oldest written book in Serbian Cyrillic. The oldest written book in Serbian Cyrillic is called Miroslav Gospel. It talks about our religion. We are Orthodox Christians, as you know. And this book was kept between the wars, during the First and the Second World War. It was kept under the dwelling floors in the monastery. This was the way how we preserved this book. Up there you can see a replica of the oldest written book in Serbian Cyrillic, 12th century. But if you want to see the original book, you will need to go to the National Museum at the Republic Square. Let's go to see one more tower. Can we do it? One more tower. Was built to protect the living and residential area for the rulers. That was the main reason why we made this tower, and as you can see, it's completely attached to the palace. So the main thing, the main purpose was to protect the living and residential area. From the top of it, we are going to observe all the sites, east, west, north, and the south. Let's go all the way up. So take a look. You can observe all the sites, as I said. So you can see the threat that is coming from different direction, east, west, north, or the south. And now I'm going to give you some free time. So you can go to the palace once again. You can see the movie if you want. You can make some walkings around it. You can go to the coffee shop. You can go to the souvenir shop. You can use toilet, whatever you want.
Where's the coffee shop?
The coffee shop is opposite of the place where we bought the entrance tickets, opposite of the toilet. Yeah.
Do they have beer?
They have.
Good.
Coffee, beer, homemade juices, ice cream, cakes.
Beer is enough, come on.
Later on, if you have more questions regarding the fortification.
I don't care about juices.
Let's play this quiz. We have 16 questions. You need to score 10. So you can get some gifts, some souvenirs. Okay, I will need to make a translation because it's Serbian language now. Golubac fortification is located on the left side of the Danube River, or on the left bank of the Danube River, or on the right bank of the Danube River.
Right.
Okay, the right one. Well done. The entrance into the Tvrdava Gorge, the canyon, is called Veliki Kazan or Golubac Gorge. So we just started this tour, this journey. What's the name of this place? No, Veliki Kazan you're going to see during the speedboat ride. This place, the entrance into the Iron Gate National Park, because the Iron Gate National Park starts from here, is called Golubac Gorge. The Veliki Kazan you're going to see during the speedboat ride. I will show you that. Golubac's fortress was connected to Baba Kai rock, the rock that I mentioned, by a system of a bridge or a chain.
Chain.
Well done. Baba Kai is a Turkish word for repent or surrender.
Repent.
Well done. The fortification appeared in the written sources for the first time in
35.
when it was occupied by Hungarians. Well done. What's the synonym for the pigeon?
Roll.
Okay, or dove. That's it. How many towers do we have?
9.
So the towers, they are connected by the ramparts or the staircases. What's the connection? What's the link?
Ramparts.
Ramparts. How many gates do we have? Did we pass through some gates? How many gates do we have?
2.
Well done. The tallest tower of all the towers, the highest level of it, of the fortification, it's a hat tower or a dove tower. I mentioned this. The tower of the last defense, the strongest tower of all the towers.
Probably cap.
Okay, a hat tower, a cap tower, hat tower. The last tower that was built by the Ottomans, it was a cannon tower or a hat tower.
Cannon.
Cannon one. That was the last one. This palace, it was built during the ruling time of Stefan or Đurđić.
Step.
I mentioned only one ruler, so Stefan. Our ruler Stefan, he received this Golubac from Hungarian king or the Turkish ruler? Hungarian. Our ruler Stefan, he belonged to the order of the Dragon or the Saint George? Our Duke Jeremiah, he sold a fortification for 12,000 ducats or 12,000 ships. You cannot have 12,000 ships. And regarding the oldest archaeological items that we discovered here, they are dating back to the Iron Age or the Bronze Age.
This is Bronze Age. Says
Well done, Bronze Age.
Not that.